Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, episode 5. So this may be an express review, y'all, because I'm packing for Austin and my flight's at 6 a.m. and I still got basketball wives to do. So this review may be a little bit shorter, but the entertainment's gonna be the same, I promise. So we're with the new girl Danielle with her family, and she's kind of coaching her kids for her upcoming daughter's birthday party. That's a fast forward. But before we do, she's trying to figure out who to invite to this party because in the last episode, you saw Jennifer and Rachel go at it. She's mostly inviting the cast with little children. So I think it's going to be Jennifer. She's still going to invite Rachel, Teresa, and I think that's it. But she says, none of these ladies better start any drama at my daughter's birthday party. I'm going to go off. Next scene, we're with the other new girl, Rachel, and she's having a family gathering. And before I fast forward it, we're just getting a little background on her and how tightly knit her family is. I see she just had a baby. It's 3 months, but she's ready to get pregnant again. Like, she's on her Rihanna. I also noticed how production's been asking most of the cast about their relationships with their siblings, mostly because of Teresa and Joe's rocky relationship. Like right now we have Rachel talking about her relationship with her brother, and she's in a good place with him, unlike the other new girl, Danielle. That's one thing about this franchise. They focus more so on family for the drama. Not the rest of the cast members worrying about what the blogs are saying so they can introduce the rumors on the show. Potomac. Alright, so next scene we're with Melissa teaching her daughter how to drive. Oh boy, y'all. We're gonna have a lot of fast forwards in this episode. She's talking about her relationship with her daughter and how it's improved, but more so probably because her daughter wants a car out of her. I'm not sure why they never highlight Melissa's daughter like they do Teresa's daughters, but Gia knows how to work the cameras though, and she isn't shy. I think even when I started Jersey, Gia used to be all in the camera and being vocal. And speaking of Teresa's kids, Melissa's talking to her daughter about the feud she's having with her auntie and uncle and saying that, whatever they're going through, we don't want that to affect your relationship with them or your cousins. And I appreciate that from Melissa because unlike Teresa, she's keeping her daughter out of it. Because it looks like Teresa's daughter's been bashing Joe and Melissa since the season started. And even a couple of weeks ago, when Gia called out Joe on Instagram for that video he posted of her dad, Joe Giudice, I think if I was Melissa's daughter, I would feel some type of way. I'm like, don't come for my dad because that's going to create friction between me and you. So next scene we're with Teresa and two of her daughters. They're in New York and she's trying on wedding dresses. She says she picked out a wedding dress already, but I'm guessing she's picking backups. I don't know. I guess they just want the scene. So while she's trying on dresses, she has someone that's making a custom veil for her to write anything she wants on it. And she decides to have this quote written on her veil that's dedicated to the memory of her parents that are deceased. She starts to get emotional, and I would say this is the only time Teresa seems likable because when she talks about her parents, you see genuine from Teresa, and I don't see that a lot from her. Wow, Teresa is orange in this scene. She looks very different from season 1. I mean, like most housewives, but I would love to see a side-by-side of season 1 Teresa and now. Because, the forehead is done. She got a brow lift. The lips are plump. And the skin is orange. Okay, you love Louis. He gets along with the girls. We get it. Here we go. Teresa brings up her brother to her daughters. And they're saying that they haven't seen him in a long time. They haven't seen their cousins. And they're saying that he should be the one walking her down the aisle, but he's not scheduled to do that. They don't even know if he's going to the wedding. And then Melania, she says, if Uncle Joe doesn't go to the wedding, I'm never speaking to him again. Wow. I don't know. I feel a little bit of sympathy for Joe, even though I can't stand his ass that, his nieces are talking about him like that. His niece is not even 18 yet. And I love how Teresa always tries to make it seem like she wants peace, when in actuality, she's just making it worse. So next scene, we're with former enemies, now good friends, Melissa and Jennifer. They're having lunch together, and it looks like they're both making an effort to move forward with the friendship. Wow, those watermelon martinis look good. What place is this? As if I'm going to go to Jersey. Also, side note, Jennifer's new teeth are very distracting. They look like Trina's. So they're catching up with each other, and we see from past flashbacks that they have come a long way. I remember when Jennifer broke the glass on the table, and Melissa, she acted like she's gonna do something. Oh, you messing with the wrong bitch. Melissa ain't gonna bust a grape. But anyway, they get to the topic of Margaret, and Melissa kind of messy. She be stirring the pot low key. Like, she be saying, yeah, Margaret, she doesn't really give you a chance. Like, she doesn't really have patience for you. So that opens up the can of worms for Jennifer to keep talking. Okay, so here go the first dig. Like, Jennifer says that Margaret goes through friends like water. And they're counting Danielle, like the old Danielle Staub, Siggy, that racist, and then her friend who went to talk to Teresa and Jennifer. They're saying it's a pattern with her. I mean, I don't think she could count that as a pattern. Like, Danielle was psychotic. That was all her fault. We saw that. Melissa should have said something right then and there. Melissa shouldn't even be trusted. Siggy, I mean, it speaks for itself, and I don't know this other bitch. So speaking of Margaret's ex-friend that talked to Jennifer, she brings up to Melissa that she told her that Margaret always tries to encourage Melissa to leave Joe. Now, seeing how much of a jerk and chauvinist that Joe is, I don't blame Margaret for suggesting that Melissa can do better, but I'm sure Jennifer is exaggerating. Melissa does recall when Margaret told her she could be with a ball player like a lot of times, but this was around the time when, I think this was last season, when her and Joe were going at it, I think for a plot line. But she said she didn't really think anything of it. I mean, Melissa ain't stupid. She ain't leaving Joe. Melissa, I think, is too male identified, but that's a whole nother conversation. And not Jennifer warning Melissa about Margaret. Just be careful with her. Oh, Lord, here we go. I'm thinking, I'm not sure if they said this before the season started, but I think Margaret's old friend told Teresa and Jennifer that Margaret said that Melissa cheated on Joe, and they're keeping that under wraps. But we'll see if I'm right, if it comes up later in the season. So next scene, we're with Jennifer Fessler, the new friend of. We're at her house, and she's hosting a Southern brunch for all the ladies. Everyone's invited. I like Jen Fessler so far. For some reason, I can also see her on Real Housewives of New York. She has a New York vibe to her as well. Now, she's saying this is a Southern brunch. I can't wait to see the food served, because just because fried chicken on the menu don't mean it's a Southern brunch. Oh my God. So Margaret's the first to arrive, and she still has that cast on her arm from when she fell at Melissa's skating event in the first episode. She then tells her that she's gonna have to have surgery. Damn. She better get Bravo to pay for that. Also, down in the comments, y'all let me know if y'all like Margaret's outfit. I like the hat. I thought it was cute. The reason why I bring this up is because it's mentioned later. I'll let y'all know. Child, I'm looking at this food. Those biscuits are burnt. Are those egg rolls? Are those hash browns? Wait a minute. Oh, those are hush puppies. Okay, I thought they were hash browns. But yeah, those biscuits are burnt. So Melissa arrives, and it just so happened the topic of Jennifer comes up. How convenient. So then messy ass Melissa then tells Margaret what Jennifer told her at their lunch. She knows what she's doing. She's trying to produce a scene right now. Tells her that Jennifer told her that Margaret be picking on her and said that Melissa should watch out for her. They're laughing now. And Melissa knows she just started some shit, just like in the other episode between Jackie and Danielle. So then Margaret also clarifies the ball player comment that she told Melissa. She's saying, well, if A-Rod can be with J-Lo, like Melissa can be with anybody she wants. She was saying it in a joking manner. Truth be told, Melissa can do better if she wanted to, but Joe isn't smart, and I think that's what makes them a perfect match, because Melissa isn't smart either. Lord, Margaret is pissed now. Now she's bringing up Jennifer's husband, how he stuck his dick in somebody. She would tell her the same thing, that she could do better. Melissa, I saw that smirk. So the ladies are just arriving one by one. Dolores gets there, and Dolores got body yaddy yaddy. That is money well spent. I think Dolores, as well as Wendy, they got good work done. So most of the ladies are just talking outside, kikiing. Danielle is in the hot seat. A lot of people just asking her questions about her brother. She has the next event coming up with her daughter's birthday, blah, blah, blah. We see Jackie arrive, who I forgot was on the show. But if she's beefing with Danielle, I think I'm here for it. I want to see somebody put Jackie in her place, because she's been kind of a bitch this season. I think we all can agree on that. So Teresa arrives. The only person not there yet is Jennifer. And here go messy-ass Melissa bringing up Jennifer's name again, this time to Dolores, knowing full well Dolores don't fuck with her, and asking her, oh, so how are you and Jennifer doing? How the fuck you think they doing, Melissa? Let's talk about how you and Teresa are doing. And of course, as they're talking about Jennifer, here go Jennifer pulling up and knocking on the door. As they're talking about Jennifer, of course, Margaret got something to say. And then Teresa, as usual, is defending her, because no one else is going to defend Jennifer. I gotta admit, Jennifer was smart for latching on to Teresa and being like her full loyal minion to her, because Teresa definitely has her back. So Jennifer sits at the table, and I just feel like it's only a matter of time before the explosion happens. Okay, so that food arrived, and what is this? Like shrimp and salad, chicken on skewers? What kind of brunch is this? Is that an appetizer? So as they're talking, one of the ladies complimented Jen Fessler on her house. She said, oh, thanks, I'm not one to brag. And then Jackie, as a joke, brings up Jennifer's name about bragging since, you know, when she came on, she was talking about her 16 bathrooms and like how big her house is or whatever. Jennifer says, oh, well, I'm not bragging, I'm just explaining things. And here go Margaret at the other end of the table, passive aggressively saying, oh, well, bragging and explaining, it's the same thing. And Jennifer is not one to back down. So she's like, no, it's not actually. Here we go. And it hasn't gone left yet, but you know, it's moving now, the barometer. Jackie then interjects and said, Jen, I was kidding, by the way. Sure, Jackie, sure. You knew what you were doing. You and Melissa. Like, they are just stirring the pot, but hiding their hand. Does that make sense? Throwing the rock behind their hand, stirring the pot behind their hand. Anyway. Okay, they're having a debate at the table, and I think Jennifer was taking it way too seriously, but then Margaret, she already pissed with Jennifer, so of course she's gonna keep like needling her. So now they're going like a little back and forth. It's civil now, but like everyone can feel the tension at the table. And here we go. Margaret calls out Jennifer for talking to Melissa about her, saying that, why are you trash talking me when we're supposed to be moving forward? Jennifer says she's not trash talking her, she's just telling her the facts of the matter. Why are you talking to now 3 people about you and Margaret? Like, you don't have to bring her name up. But at the same time, Margaret does bring up Jennifer's name too. So, I don't know, like, they're very similar. Like, shout out to Erica De Niro. I love her reviews, and we see each other on Jersey. Like, she says that Margaret and Jennifer are basically the same person. Jennifer thinks she did nothing wrong, and she feels like Margaret's trying to tell her what to talk about. At this point, it's getting there, like, it's almost going completely left. Everyone else at the table, they're just looking away, eating their food. They have the floor, like they are going back and forth. It's a tennis match at this point. I agree with Margaret though. The only genuine relationship that Jennifer has is with Teresa. And that's only because like she's super loyal to Teresa no matter what. Some of the ladies are getting in on it. Danielle looks like she's taking Jennifer's side, but then Jen Fessler, she's taking her homegirl Margaret's side. So now Jennifer's going back to the past again, saying that what Margaret did to her was really foul. And then Margaret takes offense to that because, the reason why Margaret dug up that dirt on Jennifer because of retaliation of what Jennifer did to her. Now, Jennifer, is it comparable or comparable? Or does that word work both ways? Y'all let me know in the comments. All right now, so the ladies are getting louder and Margaret's patience is getting thinner and thinner. Yeah, Margaret's going off now. She's like, she doesn't need the fucking history. Ladies and gentlemen, get prepared for the roller coaster ride. Because the way they were going at it with each other, it was like Tyson and Holyfield. Like, they were not holding back. Melissa now, she's like, oh my God, as she's smiling. She knew what she did. Like, her plan was a success to get these two going at it with each other. You ain't shit, Melissa. I can't even understand what they're saying. They're just yelling. You can see the veins popping up from Jennifer's forehead. You think she's ever gonna love you more than she loves me? And Jen Fessler is right in the middle of the crossfire. She looks so uncomfortable. Oh, it's Jen Fessler and Dolores. They're just sitting there stone-faced as the two of them are yelling bloody murder at each other. I don't give a fuck about you. Oh my God. You'll never have any fucking friends, you stupid fucking asshole. That was Margaret. And then Jennifer, you know, she loved to hit Margaret with the family car. I don't need friends, I have a family, something you know nothing about. And here goes Melissa trifling ass. She is enjoying this. She's covering her face with the napkin. She's probably laughing. Like, she know what she did. And Margaret claps back. She's like, yeah, well, you know what? Something that I do have, a good marriage, you stupid bitch. The way she said bitch with such vitriol, like, when she said that, like, the whole table was just like, this is the worst they've ever fought on the show. Like, they're showing flashbacks. This has nothing on this fight. Now, what I particularly love about Jennifer and Margaret's fights, like, they are even. Like, they be hitting each other hard. They be cutting each other to the white meat. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, they both go to the gutter. Like, I think this was missing in Potomac. Like, no one's going to the gutter with Candace. Like, they just, like, retreat and let her, you know, get the backlash from social media or from the other women. But when you have someone else that will go toe-to-toe with you, then yeah, that makes for a good fight. Melissa has her mouth wide open saying she's shook. Girl, shut the fuck up. You started that. They are still going at it after Margaret's stupid bitch comment. Jennifer then says, you encourage people to leave their husbands. Jen Fessler has had enough. She leaps up and goes, ah, shut up, shut up. So Jennifer keeps going, but Jen Fessler's like, I have neighbors. This isn't Teresa's house. Teresa immediately says, well, I have 6 acres. How many do you have? Oh man, and she says it with like just a straight face. Jennifer don't give a damn. She don't give a fuck. She's still talking about Margaret. Said her old ass over here. The other ladies are officially over it. It needs to stop. Like, someone needs to put a pin in it. Jesus Christ. It just keeps going. Like, Margaret's like, Jennifer, you need help. Jennifer's like, well, you know, I'm a super mom. You know nothing about that. I think that was the comment of the night. Like, Margaret called her a disheveled little drug addict. Just because she be smoking weed. I mean, that'll make you a drug addict, Margaret, but just the phrase, you're a disheveled little drug addict. I screamed last night. Margaret, put that on a shirt, disheveled little drug addict. We cut to Dolores' confession, and I'm with her. Like, she has Jackie Christie's method. Let's just fight. She's like, I'd rather just see them punch each other in the face than the way they're going at it with each other. Like, they might as well just fight. And they are still going at it. You're disgraceful. No, you're disgraceful. You're despicable. You're despicable. Oh, Jennifer. Now her driving Miss Daisy hat. I like Margaret's hat. Not driving Miss Daisy. Margaret has had enough. She's like, you know what? I'm leaving. And then Jen Fessler, she's like, absolutely not. You sit your ass back down. She then tells Jennifer, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And then she's like, oh, fine, I'm just leaving. And then Teresa, you know, she's a ride or die for Jennifer now, it seems. She's like, oh, well, I'm leaving too. So they both leave while the other ladies, they chilling for a second. But it looks like the other ladies, they left like maybe 20 minutes after them. This was an absolute disaster. And poor Jen Fessler, she looked so stressed out. She was so happy and excited for her little southern brunch with that awful looking food. Woo! And that's the end of that scene, y'all. Like, wow. Simply wow. So normally the show is over by this point, but there's still like 12 more minutes to go. So next scene, we're at Danielle for her daughter's 4th birthday party. It's a pink Barbie theme. Not much is going to go on, so I'm probably going to fast forward through most of this. It's very cute though. Like, her husband and son are both dressed like Ken. So we see Jennifer arrive as well as Rachel. It looks like they're starting off on a new foot. I'm guessing, like, since Rachel saw how hard she went at Margaret, I don't think she wants that type of smoke. So they're both extending the olive branch to each other. Rachel introduces Jennifer to her kid and vice versa. Not Rachel asking Jennifer, well, how are you feeling after that battle with Margaret? Rachel, she just called you a fucking idiot in front of everybody. I guess she's trying to get in where she fit in. As Jennifer's explaining herself to Rachel why she called her a fucking idiot, she's nodding her head, but we cut to her confessional. She's saying in Jennifer's head, she's making sense. All right, so we're moving along. Teresa and Louis the Lobster, they arrive to the party. They're all talking. I can already see this is the alliance. Danielle, Jennifer, and Teresa. I'm not sure about Rachel. She's a little on the fence still. Okay, the party's going well. Fast forward. The daughter, she's like having fun. Good for her. So now we see Teresa and Jennifer talking about her fight with Margaret the other day. And Teresa is fully on Jennifer's side. It looks like she's even talking shit about Margaret. Teresa's a dingbat. Anytime she opens her mouth, she don't be making sense. So now all the ladies there, they're talking about the explosive fight between Jennifer and Margaret. Jennifer's like, I was just defending myself. I mean, look, it was an even match. Like, I don't think anybody won that battle. Like, it was even. It was a draw. Oh, and here she goes. She's talking about Margaret's ex-friend, how they told both of them, like, what she said about Melissa, how she should leave Joe. I'm telling you, they saving that for later in the season. They're going to try to get Melissa against Margaret. And Jennifer, again, says that you guys should not trust Margaret. I don't know. I still like Margaret. I was on social media to see whose side everybody was on. It looks like a lot of people are on Jennifer's side. I kind of like Jennifer, but she gets annoying sometimes. And Margaret, I like Margaret more. Teresa, she just fully admits that the reason why she's cool with Margaret because she'd rather have her as a friend than an enemy. Jennifer, you're talking about Margaret trying to get people on her team. You're doing the exact same thing. They're so much alike, and that's why they keep arguing. So it looks like they're warning Rachel about Margaret since it seemed like she's gravitating towards her. And not Teresa telling somebody, oh yeah, you need to pay attention. I know she had to see the irony in that given season 1. But she says that, and that's the end of the episode, y'all. This was a really good episode. I enjoyed that SmackDown fight between Jennifer and Margaret. Whew. I need to know whose side y'all on. Jennifer or Margaret? Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm about to go pack for Austin. So yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.